Hey there, guys. We've got news on Global for November 10th, the Final Fantasy III event, and this week joining me to discuss it is ShadoWalker. So, say hello, Shadow.
Hi, all. I am Sinzar's emergency breaking case of emergency type contact. So I am here.
Aren't you glad that you can join again for the Final Fantasy III event? Isn't this exciting?
Oh yeah, this is so exciting. Got me off my knockers.
So, these units were not buffed. Well, Red Mage Angus was not buffed. Do you.
Okay, so I have no idea what these units are. Like I'm going in blind. I've never played Final Fantasy 3.
Oh, okay.
And it's already mind-boggling that Onion Knight gets an NVA instead of upgrading the old Onion Knight. This just boggles my mind. What the hell is going on here?
Yeah, that was. I guess the reason is because he was like a sort of free unit. Can you will see a bonus unit for the raid? But yeah, the old Onion got absolutely nothing in JP. So it's not that Global is skipping the upgrades. It's just like there are no upgrades, and that totally blew my mind as well when this came out because the original Onion Knight is absolutely horrible, and he needed it desperately. Instead, we get Awakened Onion Knight, who is actually pretty decent. On the other hand, we've got Ingus, who is carrying the tradition of Final Fantasy III, I guess, and he's terrible, and
Wow.
it's really unfortunate. So here's the banner. It's a armory step up. It's a rerun of the armory, and the gear is all relatively low quality. We've gone over that before in the past. Just briefly, is this? Do you recall this gear, Shadow? Is any of it worth it in
No.
your opinion?
I if I can't remember, it's probably not worth it.
Yeah, yeah. This is we talked about this in a previous video, so it's just low quality gear. But here's Ingus. So his base form is the Red Mage, and his shift form is the Geomancer. So this guy, like, it's it's so confusing that he wouldn't get upgrades because he needs it as bad as the Chrono Cross units needed him. So his damage is extremely low. I guess you can't even classify him as a damage dealer. He has some very low quality break. I think he breaks at like 85% is the best. He might have 87, but it's just like a low quality breaker. He's got some random support stuff that you don't care about, like Shelga, etc. And he's got four fields of 35%. All of them are worse than currently existing options,
This
except
all
for
sounds
fire.
like a unit that should have been released like 2 years ago.
This unit shouldn't have been released at all, like at all. So his fields are the Imperil fields, and I said they're all worse. Actually, the fire one is technically speaking the best. It's a 35% fire Imperil field, so it's 5% higher than Tsukiko. But his Earth field is worse than Tsukiko's. His are all 35%. Tsukiko does 40 Earth. His wind field is 35, technically the best right now, but we're going to be getting the Xenogears event based on the JP schedule very soon. Ellie's field is 50, way better than his. And then the and then the water field is Nicole is 50, his is 35. So, yeah.
So I'm guessing this guy doesn't have a CG either.
I'm pretty sure he does not. I don't think
This
so.
is this is useless. It's just it. This is the type of unit just to add it just so they could pad the NB rates, just so that you don't get a useful NB versus this NB.
It seems that way because he doesn't really do anything. Like his fields are all worse than existing,
What
except
about
for
his
fire.
TMRs and STMR? Aren't they at least pretty good?
Um, not really. His not really. Uh,
Oh
so
God! Oh God! What the hell is this?
so his STMR is okay. It's a 50% double hand mage hat. Like it's fine. If you need it's like a side grade to Lynx's. Lynx's gives LB. His gives 50 double hand, and then Fina's gives some killers. So it's like on par with the best mage hats. His can be the best if you need 50 more double hand. Well, his is really good. And then his TMR is the series locked. Omni Killer for Final Fantasy 3. You're not using Final Fantasy 3 units for damage, himself included. So this is useless.
The reason that he gets both attack and mag, I'm guessing there's some hybrid bullshit going on here.
Yeah, he's got some physical stuff, but you'll never use it. If you're doing damage with him, he does he like modifier boost himself, and then he chains magic, like all the magics, like fire,
Oh,
tornado,
okay.
etc. Yeah, he's got all that stuff. And that's kind of it. Like, I don't know. So in JP he saw some use because JP just doesn't have any options, and he does have like the best Earth field on JP. That was crept by Tsukiko on Global. And then Tsukiko does a fire field. Tsukiko's is 5% lower, to be fair, but I mean, if I need a fire field, I'll bring Tsukiko, who's doing way more than Ingus is doing.
Yeah, I mean, in GL, this guy's dead on arrival.
Mm-hmm.
But I think one thing that really is like amazing about the recent JP units, especially FF3 and FF4, are their sprites. I mean, I love the Cecil sprite, the
Mm-hmm.
Cecil sprite for yeah, the recent NV ones. But this one's amazing too. Like both his base and his brave shift. I love it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I think they're doing a great job
he
in
looks pretty
that.
good.
It just feels bad because like the pixel art department or the art department, they're killing it. Meanwhile, whoever's designing these units are fucking high on whatever drug money that they're or drug that they've been using. So there's
Yeah,
that.
it's like I suppose he's kind of like Corley, like he's so far behind they would just need, like, for example, the Chrono Cross units were very easily fixed. They just slapped on a 150 amplify and they were done. That's all they needed. Like, this guy would need like a whole rework. Like, for example, if you gave him a 150 amplify, which he doesn't have, but if he did, that wouldn't matter. It still would not save him. So it's probably
Yeah,
that he needs so much to be fixed. They just said we're just gonna wash our hands and be done with it. Like, there's no point. It's too much work.
yeah. I mean, I don't blame Gumi for this. It's Alem's inability to design good units.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That being said, he still should have gotten something.
I
But
mean,
yeah.
oh yeah.
And then there we have the actual star of the banner, Awakened Onion Knight, and he's not meta, but he's useful, usable, way better than Angus. And he's effectively free because he's a New Vision Awakening. You will see him and upgrade. I don't think he actually comes free from the event. He might. I couldn't say one way or the other. But he's super old, and you should have tons of him anyway. Uh,
I
but
have more of Onion Knight NV than this Onion Knight.
oh really? Oh no. Well, you can always UOC him. You might get some from the raid. I don't remember. Um, But so basically, he does get upgraded. His base form does get more damage for the physical stuff. It's kind of whatever. It's a New Vision's Awakened, which is actually not even a good term anymore because Golbez is New Vision's Awakening and he does the most damage in the game right now. Yeah, so it's just low damage in the base form. In his shift form, the damage is still very very low. But the only thing that is kind of cool is he is like an upgrade to Marilith, where he can buff the modifiers to black magic to your party. And this is good for VV, and VV can be used in some Dark Visions fights. That being said, on global, VV is nowhere near as big of a deal as he is on JP. So it's not going to have that much of an impact, but for budget runs or people that just love VV, uh, he's good because he can buff VV's fire, lightning, damage. He also buffs earth and wind, but VV can't do those. So really, it's just fire and lightning for V or
So he's
fire and
basically a magic buffer.
yeah, pretty much. Yeah,
Okay.
he buffs the modifiers for level 3 black magics like Firega, uh, Thundega, stuff like that. And
That's pretty cool.
and that's kind of it. Really, it's all he really does. I mean, but it's useful. It's got a use at least. And then his TMR gets upgraded to have magic on it as well. Whatever. But it's nice.
Yeah. I wouldn't complain.
And then the vision card for Ingus is kind of whatever. It's a series locked flat stats, so I guess technically speaking, it's okay for Ingus or Onion Knight, but you've probably got better at this point. So
Yeah, no one's excited about it, these cards, maybe unless they want the home screen.
mm-hmm. Looking at the card, they should have actually done New Visions Awaken Dash instead of Onion Knight, truth be told.
Honestly, I really wanted NVA Raffia or Dash. Yeah.
Would have been cool. Would have been cool. So here's the raid event. It's a raid event. Whatever. You'll get some bonus stuff. Here's the bonus units. And then we've got a EX battle that is going to be basically bring Golbez and turn one it. And
Yeah.
yeah, that's kind of it.
In regards to Golbez,
Mm-hmm.
did we know about NVA Golbez when we got the card for the first time?
Yes. Yes, pretty much.
Oh.
I personally did not hype him up in advance because I figured that if he got like a big hype wave of being so overpowered and literally best unit or strongest unit in the entire game, including like
Yeah, but you still
premiums.
hinted at it. I remember you still hinting at something shit.
Yeah,
But like nobody made the connection, I think.
yeah, because like I figured if that like got like a big people hyping it up and all, and people realizing that he is so strong that we would probably skip him or delay him, and we just wouldn't have Golbez, at least not on time.
Yeah, but they knew what they were doing when they released that card banner at the same time as Golbez.
It is
So,
possible, yeah, it is definitely true. But like I'm glad Golbez is really good. I'm glad he's good because
oh
Golbez
yeah, me too.
is awesome.
Especially as an FS4 fan. Yeah,
Mhm.
I mean, that's great.
Definitely. And then the Chronicle Battle. This is the farming style, not the boss kind. And you get an upgrade to Ark's Hat, and it's pretty good. It's, again, another 80 magic hat. So, like, there's, like, 4 options at this point. And this one gives fill rate and MP per turn. And then for Final Fantasy 3 units, it gives flat magic, which is, best in slot for either Ingus or Onion Knight if you're doing damage with them. And
Yeah, but what mage will you be using other than Sakiko and Olive? So
Well, for them, it's still 80 magic if you don't have like Return Fina or Lynx, etc. So it's still really high magic.
I guess, yeah.
It's pretty good. And then Catastrophe, the new trial coming. I posted a tips thread on Reddit.
Oh yeah, is this easy or hard?
So this was, in my opinion, this is one of the harder ones based on the JP server. I would say probably the hardest to do in the turn limit on JP was Rafflesia. Global did nerf Rafflesia, so it was, it ended up being easy on Global. But I would say this is probably the second hardest based on JP. But that said, on Global, it's going to be super easy, and I think we're going to have like either turn 2 or turn 3 clears, maybe even turn 1 with like Golbez clears on this.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, so is this a mage or a physical fight?
It doesn't matter. You can bring either one. It has equal defensive spirit. It's weak to, well, it has high resistance to everything, but the lowest resistance is light at 190. So you want to bring Tsukiko's Field, and maybe like Kuja would be the best option there. It also has 210 to water resist. So for that one, you can bring Crown the Nicole, and then like Kaito would be or Lulu actually would be the highest possible combination to get water resist. But yeah, that's the only 2 weak elements is light or water. So if you got Tsukiko or Crown Nicole, this will be a very, very simple clear for you. If you don't have either, then I guess you could bring a friend Tsukiko or something.
If you don't have either, why don't you have Sakiko? What's wrong with you?
That is good. Or Nicole. Well, I guess not everyone pulled for him. I personally have him strictly from off banners at EX3 because he
Yeah, me too. Nicole still haunts me to this day.
shows up all the time. But I mean, it's an okay trial. It's really not that hard. The only reason it was challenging in JP was because it was bulky and JP units are terrible for damage. But on Global, we've got 101 different options that can do really well here. You can bring the new upgraded Surge and blow it up probably.
And this is a magic tank fight, I guess, like every other trial.
It is. You can either bring a magic tank and just cover it. You would want 400 Earth Resist, or you can like cure the Imperil and just buff Earth Resist and ignore a magic tank because, the damage he deals is very, very low. The only thing tricky here is he does use AoE Dispel at the start of the turn sometimes, but it can be Nethersited. So use like Nethersight, Ash's STMR, someone like Zahn that can just do it naturally. And if you won't get dispelled, then at that point, there's like no threat here. He's,
Oh.
he's very easy. But it'll be something to do. More exciting is Dark Visions, and
We feel like we haven't had Dark Visions in like ages.
It has been. I think the last one was like May, maybe. It's been a while. Yeah, we've had a bunch of
Yeah.
Vision Worlds and all, but no Dark Visions for a long time.
Yeah, because in June we skipped it entirely, and then July we had Vision World. August we had Vision World. September we skipped, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, now we're here.
Yeah, so definitely been a while. We are going once again back to the format where it all opens 2 days later instead of on Monday. So this is my personal preferred format where it's I'd rather it open all on day one, but 2 days is whatever. We'll wait 2 days. It is not shareable, so it is going to be no sharing rank 1.
So no capping, I guess.
No capping. 50K for the winner. This is the bigger deal though. We are getting only slightly late this time. The two-handed weapons.
Wait, holy shit! The fucking dagger. What the heck?
No, it's a sword, katana, and
Oh,
staff.
it's a sword. It's better.
Yes. So Golbez loves this. A 405 two-hander for Golbez. So he went from being the best to more the best. The katana, which is best in slot for tons of units, even if they can't use katanas. This is just all of a sudden the best weapon in the game because it's 405 attack power. So even units like, for example, Esther, that get 500, from their STMR, this is just better all the time. Because, for example, let's compare Esther. Esther gets 220 from her STMR.
220 base and the 500 static, right?
Yes. So it's 220 times 5, which is 1100, plus 500 is 1600. 405 times 5 is 2010. So you're getting an extra 500 or 600 attack power from using this and losing her
this
STMR.
Is crazy.
Yes. Now, for units that don't have a weapon STMR, it's just way dramatically better because they're not losing any flat. It's just so good. And then the Wonder Wand is an
attack wand, staff. What the heck?
I think
is
that's
a typo.
I think that's a typo. That is very likely a typo because based on JP, it was magic. It should be magic. It should be 405 magic and 202 spirit. So yeah,
okay.
It's a two-handed magic staff. Which is a little sad because obviously mages would rather a rod and staff and peril.
A staff.
Yeah, most mages can use staffs, but the staff and perils are like Yuna and I guess Chow. That's kind of it. And you don't really want to be using either of them on most teams. So, is there another staff and peril? Am I forgetting anymore?
No, those are the two that I can think of at the top of my head. Unless most mages have a rod and peril.
Mm-hmm. So
but this is crazy. I guess hoarding all that dark matter kind of gave up. Yeah, is now paying off for me.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. Mentioning that these on JP they costed 10,000 apiece. I discussed it with a news guest in the past. I forget who. I think Gert maybe. About how because global is like a year behind on the dark matter increase. We have way less than we should. Based on, just over time. So they may change the prices. I don't know if they are or aren't. But on JP, these cost 10,000. And, if you were just, a casual DV player, you could buy all of them when they came out on JP. On Global, I don't know if we can or can't. Because we've had just less dark matter per month for over a year.
So, I didn't know about that. I'm just checking how much dark matter I have. I have 6,900, and I thought I was hoarding a lot.
Oh,
so I wouldn't be able to buy it.
It would cost you 30,000 to get all three. I think when I checked on Global, I think I was at like 22,000 dark matter. So I can get two of these, but because we are just so far in debt by not getting the dark matter change, I can't get all three. Yeah, so the change is, people I don't know. JP changed it like a year ago, where the top, I think, 2,000 players or 3,000 players would get 2,000 dark matter. Global kept it at 800 for an extra year. So Global lost 1,200 dark matter per month for about a year. So we're about 10,000 dark matter behind where we should be, which sucks. Really sucks. And then as far as and as far as the bosses, so we've got two sub bosses. One's a Reaper that is a mage fight, weak to fire and ice, and the other one is a stone fight for physical, weak to earth and dark. So mage fights, fire and ice. Again, the VV Onion Knight combo can very easily cap this based on JP. They may change it on global. If you've got Regina, super easy win. Are there any other good fire ice mages, Shadow, that I'm missing? Wow.
That must have been loud. No, not that game. Think of.
Okay. And then, of course, you've got your imbuable mages like Olive, and she'll easily do this as well. And then physical. Physical is rarely a problem, but it's a stone, weak to earth, which means bring Sylvie, and, you win immediately.
Bring Sylvie. That's about everything.
Mm-hmm. And then the final boss is a beast, weak to fire, water, and light. We talked about this, at last week when the bulletin came out. This is a elementally locked Dark Visions, so it'll be interesting. We can't use Sylvie here because, we can't use her good amplifies because they are wrong element. I'm not sure what kind of team I'm going to do yet. I haven't really started planning mine. I guess I should do that. Maybe a water team with Nicole's field, or light with
Tsukiko's water
field.
team makes most sense, right? Because water and fire are the only ones that has 100% amps.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, true. Light can get a single target amp with that new card, but
yeah, but who pulled for that new card?
Yeah, I guess light could be good if you pulled for the new card and you have Surge, because Surge got a 150 self amp from the global buffs.
That's true.
So that could be good. Unfortunately, I did not pull for Surge, and I don't have I didn't get the card. So yeah, I'm probably gonna go water.
Beast Killer is so rare, though. I hate Beast.
There's a few units that do 160, Rosa and Ihana, but both of those take EX3 to do it.
Yeah.
Your other option is Ling at 150, but she wouldn't really be doing anything except Beast Killer. I think there's some units with 200 self only. You could bring Zahn and steal it, I guess.
And spread it out?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not entirely sure who I'm going to use yet, honestly. I have to plan my team. I don't know. I figured it out, though. What about you? So what element do you think in Shadow?
I think I'm leaning towards water, but I really, really love using light. Return Fiend is one of my favorite units, just design-wise. But it's just not viable to give up the 100% amps, so that's the issue.
Now that you mentioned Return Fina, that's actually, including the field, that's an AoE 75 amplify, which is better for the entire party, as opposed to Fire or Water, where you can only give a single target unit 100% amp.
I guess.
That actually might be better. I have to consider it. I have to look into it. I don't know.
We'll see. Her field is tied to her using Bahamut, right?
It is, and that's kind of annoying because you got to give her one of the best espers. That being said, single target or single race beast is pretty easy. Irving's STMR gives 100. There's a whole bunch of 75 sources. Hopefully people pulled for Flammy. There's 75 more.
Gosh, my Flammy luck. Oh my god. Oh. Okay. Yeah. Anyways.
Oh no.
I got one. I got one Flammy.
Sad face.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it for the week. So, anything we're missing, Shadow?
Just as an aside thing, but I think in the last 6 months, I've had more fun with DV/Vision World than I did with Cow. Okay. It might be a hot take, but I think they've really tuned them to be a little more fun than it used to be the first year or two for DV.
Mm-hmm.
Vision World's more fun because like there's a lot of like extra music or extra little bosses and references, and there's like farming involved. Like you don't just one shot the boss and you're done, or like you know what I mean. You cap the boss and you're done TV. But
Mm-hmm.
like Vision World is still farming, and most of these items are really really good. Especially during the Final Fantasy X Vision World, that was really really fun.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, so I'm really hoping that this month is near, and it's like a near themed cow. That would be amazing. I just want to see what that one looks like. But
That'd be
yeah,
cool. That'd be definitely cool. It's probably gonna be Kyle for near because just the timing lines up for it.
yeah, that's what it looks like. But it could just be another generic cow boss with near units, which is fine. But I think it'd be really cool to see Angels as the boss for near.
That was the big like truck looking thing that we fought
Yeah,
as a
yeah,
as a raid, right?
yeah.
Well, we've already had him. We should get someone new, unless he's like a big deal in near, I guess. In
I
that
mean, you
case,
kind of face him like 3 times in near. That's
oh,
the
okay.
thing.
Then I guess it would make sense to fight him a second time.
It would be on brand.
All right. Well, thanks again for joining for the very exciting week that everyone was dying to be the guest for.
Oh yeah, this is the one that everyone wanted to. This is why you got the break emergency and break in terms of emergency contact, which is me. So,
All right. Well, I will see you guys for more on Thursday. Later.
bye all.